Hey guys, it's Dev the Nail Junkie. Thank you for joining us today on our very impromptu live session. A lot of you guys had questions about how to use the mini pencil stamper. So I wanted to kind of go over some tips and tricks of how I use the mini pencil stamper, and I'm kind of gonna do my nails at the same time. So I'll be doing a demonstration on my own nails for once. I hope everyone's doing well and that your 2018 has been wonderful. We're kind of entering into the spring season right now. So let's kind of get into this. So for those of you who have our pencil stamper, it is, and for those of you who don't have it, because you guys are probably more interested, a cleanup brush on one end and a stamper head on the other. So this is a really soft, squishy silicone stamper. It's a lot more squishier than our glass stamper, for example. This head is a lot more firm in comparison. This is really squishy. I would say it's similar to our double-ended XL, gray XL stamper, which was like a white, soft, squishy silicone head. It's a little firmer than that squishy white silicone. It's firmer than like a marshmallow squishy, but it's definitely not as firm as this clear head.
If you haven't seen the episode of What Stamp Is It Anyway, we did feature the pencil stamper there, and we introduced the squishometer. So on the squishometer, from a level 1 to 5, we rated it out of 4, I believe.
So yeah, it's pretty high up there on our squishometer. So today we are going to be showing you some ways to use your pencil stamper. So this pencil stamper works really well with our Shape Nouveau plates, like this plate, or small designs like these things. It's about 1 centimeter wide. So let me see if I can show you guys.
Down on the, yeah.
So it's about 1 centimeter wide, which is 10 millimeters, which is usually, that's like the average width of a person's nail. Someone said no sound. Can you hear us? If you guys can hear us, give us a thumbs up. Can you hear us, Instagram? Oh wait, someone said yes, they can hear us. Okay,
good.
Cool. Okay, good, thanks. We'd hate for you guys to not be able to hear us. So yeah, regarding this stamper head, I definitely recommend priming it beforehand. So I've tried it unprimed, and I personally feel like I need to prime it before I use it. Some ways you can prime a stamper head is using Dawn dishwashing soap or using 100% pure acetone. You can just like wipe the top of the head off. Sometimes with like silicone stamper heads, they have a tendency to get oils, like the silicone has oils in it, and sometimes it gets released. And I feel like that's part of the reason why it's important to to prime. So I am going to just use acetone, and then if that doesn't work for you and acetone isn't doing the trick, then another thing you can do is prime with a high shine buffer. So it doesn't have to be a new one, just an old one that you don't use, something junky. Usually I would recommend like this grit file. This is like 180 grit file, which is got some coarseness to it, but because this is so soft, I feel like if you use this too much or you're not careful when you're using this, it'll have a tendency to kind of like take away some of the silicone, and you don't want to do that. So if you use a high shine buffer, I notice it'll just kind of mattify the surface, which is what you want. Got a little glitter stuck on it. So you see here how it's kind of shiny. We're just gonna take the high shine buffer and just buff that out a little bit. Just be gentle. And the good thing about using this is that since it doesn't really have too much of a grit on it, it's a really, really fine grit, you don't end up hurting your stamper head at all. Someone asked about acetone on a stamper. Yes, you can use acetone on the stamper head to prime it. I don't recommend using it all the time because it will eat away at your silicone, but to prime it, you can do that just once, because usually after you prime, you only need to do it once. Or if you're like me, you can use your high shine buff, and this won't hurt it either. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish priming that. You'll kind of see, here I'm gonna try and show both audiences that the shine kind of went away. So I'm going to clean it off, remove any dust particles with my lint roller. These are so awesome for cleaning up. And then there you go. So now it is all primed. So I am going to pick out some designs and then I'm going to stamp them on my nail. Let's see, this is what I did to the other nail. So I want to try and recreate something similar on this side. Someone asked what is on my nails. You guys are going to have to find out later. But these stamps are all things that we have available now. So I'm going to use, let's see, I want to use these small stars here. Okay guys, remember, stamping sometimes doesn't always come out the way you want it to be. So don't be too hard on me. There we go. Yay! It picked up. So I don't want all these stars. I actually just want to pick like one. So I'm gonna clean it up and take this all away. And try and make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I am gonna place this star here. Oh, or not.
Took too long, huh?
Yeah, I took too long, guys. You see, that's what happens when you wait. So in times of things like that, and I'm impatient, I use nail foil glue because I don't want to waste that stamp. So I think I'm gonna put it here. And I'm just gonna paint on a little nail foil glue to make it transfer because I don't want to waste my stamp because that's the worst. So I'm gonna let that dry and clean off my plate in the meantime. Another cool trick, you guys can always use the C-curve pincher to hold your cotton and then to wipe away the excess polish because you don't want it to mess up your manicure. So you're gonna have to practice what technique works best for you. Some people find that doing a soft and quick up and down motion is really effective for them, while others kind of roll. Sometimes I do like a weird combination of a roll pickup. You'll kind of probably see me switch back and forth. I never really think about exactly what kind of pickup method I do. I just kind of go and try a whole bunch of different things. Someone asked, can you use top coat instead of the foil glue? You can, but the trick with that is that you're gonna have to make sure that the timing is flawless, because if your polish is too dry, it's still not gonna transfer. Yeah, so the foil glue is dry and it'll like easily pull it off the stamper. So I'm just gonna place that little guy there. And now I have a star on my nail. So next I want to mix it up and use this little moon. I don't know if you guys know who Ryan Kelly makeup artist is. She does some awesome matching lip and nail art on Instagram. And so I saw one of her manicure, or her lipstick looks, I guess. And I really liked it, and I wanted to create nail art that was inspired by her. Oh. Oops, a little too slow. Someone asked, what is nail foil glue and how does it work if it is dry? Nail foil glue is sticky. So basically it's an adhesive that you can just brush on the nail, and it helps to transfer nail foils. But I like to use it for reverse stamping, or if my stamp's too dry, then and I can't transfer it, I'll just apply a little nail foil glue because it'll dry and then it'll turn sticky, and then you just transfer it on. Wait, there we go. So when you're stamping, always make sure that you have everything you need right next to you. There we go, I got it. Yay. Okay, I have to move quickly, guys. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Oh, perfect. So I got this little moon to kind of be off-centered, which I kind of wanted because I have one down here, so I want to put it up in the corner. But yeah, this is how you use the pencil stamper. Do you guys have any questions so far about the pencil stamper?
Someone asked if the nail foil glue is BMC, and
yes, it
this
is.
What the bottle looks like. So it does come in two when you order it online, which would be great because you can always use more nail foil glue.
You can,
especially with reverse stamping.
Yes, it's definitely a helpful tool. Or if you're someone who has a tendency to be a slow stamper and you always notice that by the time you pick up the stamp and try to transfer it, it doesn't work because it's too dry. So for those who are a bit of a slower stamper or really like to think out their designs more, you can use nail foil glue. That works beautifully. So the next design I want to use are these like diamond things from Teenage Dream. I'm just gonna mix up all the designs to get this look. Okay, look at what happened here. It wasn't a perfect transfer, but I think I needed to apply more polish and possibly, here, I'll show you what I did, and this was probably a mistake that I made also. I pushed the stamper and then I dragged it this way. Don't do that. Either go up and down. Oh, here, sorry. I pushed down and then I dragged for some reason. So don't do that. Make sure that when you are using the pencil stamper, you either push up and down or try rolling. Depending on what the design is, you might want to try both ways. Someone asked, does the pen have a cap? Yes, it does. The pencil stamper has a cap to protect the brush, and then also a small cap to protect the stamper head. So when it's not in use, you don't have to worry about dust getting stuck to it. Someone's asking, how long should you let your top coat dry before applying a reverse stamped decal? If you're using nail foil glue, then I would recommend until it's completely tacky, and when you touch it, you don't have glue on your finger. If you touch it and there's glue on your finger, then that's probably not going to work out. Someone asked if they could see the bottle again. Whoops, where's our nail foil glue bottle? Oops, here we go. I think we're going to be restocking soon. So if it's not on the website right now, we will be restocking. This is the nail foil glue. So this is a really helpful little trick that I always use for reverse stamping. I don't necessarily like to use polish because I just feel like it doesn't guarantee perfect results every single time unless you get your timing right every single time, and I don't. So I think it's more effective for me to use the foil glue. Oh, well, that wasn't gonna work with the cap on. And that's why you're supposed to have everything ready before you stamp. Let's try this again. Yay, I got it. Look, guys. Clean this off and put him here. I don't know. I'm taking a long time, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work. It did! So you can see my design. Someone asked, why would I say to use acetone on the stamper head? Acetone is okay to use on a stamper head, on a silicone stamper head, even the clear jelly stamper. It is okay for priming. And the reason I say that this is only for priming is because when you do priming, you only do it once in the entire life of the stamper. You don't prime every single time you stamp. So if you're doing it once and you're gentle, it's fine. However, if you continue to use acetone on silicone stamper heads, it will eventually eat away your silicone. So that's the reason why I said it's okay to use it for this one purpose. But if you don't feel comfortable using acetone to prime your stamper head, that's okay. There are many other options. You can try the high shine buffer, like I said, or if you feel like that's too abrasive, you can even do Dawn dishwashing soap and water, although I personally like the high shine buffer.
And this is particularly for the pencil stamper.
Yes, we would not use a buffer on the glass stamper because it will make your glass stamper cloudy. So these are the tricks that I've used and have had no problems when I use the pencil stamper. So yeah, I haven't had any problems. Someone mentioned that sometimes when they use their jelly stamper on the Teenage Dream plates, they've had issues with picking up. Personally, I've never had any issues using like a clear stamper or even the soft squishy stamper. Everyone knows that this is my favorite, so I'm pretty biased, but I've never had any problems picking up. So yeah, is there any other questions that you guys have about the mini stamper? I mean, I keep getting them all.
Mini stamper.
We have so many stampers, guys. Okay, the pencil stamper. Does anyone have any more questions? If not, we are going to end today's live session. No, looks good.
And we'll be posting this video on our YouTube channel. So if you guys want to follow up on it, you can, because it'll be there. And it'll also be on our Facebook and on our IG stories for 24 hours.
Yes. Someone asked, how do you clean the pencil stamper? I usually like to use a lint roller, and I just stamp the image onto the lint roller. That's why you see all these little random weird stamps. That way you don't have to use acetone or anything abrasive to clean it off. So, okay, have a good one, guys. See you later.